Alright, earlier I posted a video of my printer, the same printer, printing a modified version of the box lid. When I say modified, I mean I just made it shorter. It's the same diameter and same width and same everything else. The aspect of it is the same STL file, but I just cut it down a little bit shorter because I didn't want to spend a lot of time printing anything above, you know, say maybe a ½ inch from the bed. But when I did it at work, of course I showed that there was indeed a draft. I mean, when you're in an open air flea market, it can be expected. So basically what you see here, the setup here and the way that I'm printing on all my printers is just like this, okay? It's identical on every printer I do because for me it works. So I wanted to be able to print without issue ever. Okay, so I developed this particular way of printing, and many times it gets criticized and ridiculed, but you know, when it works, it works. Okay, so I am printing the box again. All right, and this is the same STL file that I printed at the flea market. But again, I wanted to show this is the specific way that I print all my prints. Most of my prints, pretty much 100% of them, have been PLA. I do and I have printed PETG and TPU before without issue. But again, I'm pretty much setting my printer up as you see it here, this specific way. It's exactly the way it came out of the box to print PLA. The only thing that's been changed is not an upgrade or an update or up anything. It's basically a preference. And my preference in 3D printing is what you see right here. The bed, is what I prefer to print on, okay? It's not necessarily doing anything to the way the printer prints. I mean, the way it prints is, you know, A, B, C. It's extruder, which takes the filament through the extruder, through the Bowden tube, through the hot end. This is the print head, down to the table. Those are the three specific ways that it gets down here to the table. So we got filament through the Bowden tube setup here, through the hot end print head right here. This is just a mechanical means of putting filament down to the table, and it's done. That's just the basics 1, 2, 3 of 3D printing. Again, this is my decision, you know, because anybody can print on whatever they want. They can print on cardboard if they think that it would do them any good. But basically, this is the way that my ENDER 3 and my ENDER 3 Pro and my CR10S all print in this exact same way. There's so many advantages to this. It's kind of more than that can be explained here. But also one other thing kind of important. Look at the bed temperature setting. This is the set point for the bed, right there. This is the indicator right here for the bed. It's at 0. The set point is 0. No heat to the bed at all. I've never needed to print with heat at all. When I print in this fashion, I want to be able to print, take the print off the carriage, put another surface in place, and start to print again. Okay? Some people go through all this rigmarole to get the print off their print surface that in some ways they disrupt the leveling. And that's why they've gone to electronic gizmos attached to the side of the print head, which adds, in my opinion, a little bit of weight. It adds weight, a direct drive adds weight, and you can't stop gravity. I would rather have the least amount of stuff to get the filament from here to the table with nothing in between. Just what you see right here. You've got the hot end, you know, the heat sink, you've got the heat block, you've got the nozzle. That's it. Oh, and you got this fan. You have to keep that heat sink cool. That's what it does. That's how it was designed in the beginning. That's how it's designed right now. Nothing's changed at all. As you can see, please don't take my word for it. Also, you see here, that's right there? It's a plastic extruder. I've had plastic extruders on all my printers for over 3.5 years and have never had an issue. I know that lever, that arm right there, has a tendency to crack. Not a big deal. Just replace the damn arm. It's like $3, 5 minutes. Remove that little screw there. Put a new one on. You're back to printing for another 3 years. Don't change the main body. The main body's fine. When you start changing the whole thing, including maybe the gear, the stepper, and all of that, you got to go through E-step changes. You got to go through so much adjustment that honestly, all the stuff that happens with the new aftermarket extruder has so many more issues than this one will ever have. If the one thing that causes people to change that is just that arm, you're not changing the right thing. Change the lever arm. You can buy one, online. It's like $5, brand new, never been installed, and it's going to last. It's bottom line. So don't overcomplicate that issue. Just leave it alone, because that was designed. This one here was designed to work for this printer, and just leave it alone. That's remove and replace. That's it. That's the name of getting things fixed. All right. My filament is right there. It's on the side. And I do that because it's a more direct feed right here into the extruder. You can see it for yourself. There's no arms or levers or gadgets or pulleys or anything to redirect it when I'm mounting it right here. And it's a mile away from the gantry. I mean, there's all of this. This is hours of printing all the way up here. I tend to print, down into this lower area. So by the time this gantry gets anywhere near here, guess what? This is hitting first. The tube itself starts to hit this upper rail before this even comes into play. So there it is. So if you want direct feed, here it is. This is pretty much direct feed through the Bowden tube, which is a perfectly way of getting the filament from a non-moving entity to a moving entity. Okay? So I just wanted to show a close-up again. This is not, there's no brim, no wrap, no messy ass glue stick. Alright, you can see here it's not curling, not bending up or twisting or doing anything, that you don't want it to do. This is printing fine. The first one printed fine. The reason I'm doing it again now is because it was said that it may be a draft or some kind of breeze around here. Anyway, look at this. Look at that. There must be some kind of breeze around here. Okay. That's more than a breeze. This is why. I'm blowing air on it right now. Okay, this is a fan blowing air onto my print surface right now. So there's more than just a breeze here. And it's still printing just as you would expect on this print surface as you see it. There you go. That's it. That's the secret. Many people wondered, but there it is. Alright, talk to you later, or videos later. Happy printing.